and then this is something here, and here we have few more things, and maybe they will randomly see it. But from our developer perspective, we should have a clear look at it. And so how we look at it is like this. Everything is a box. Welcome back, friends. So far we have learned how to add content to our web pages. Now it is time for CSS, the tool that defines their look and feel. To make the transition smooth, we will start with the core theory of CSS box model. Then we will examine real UI examples to see how those concepts are applied. So let us roll the intro. Let us first understand what we have for now. So our web pages are built with HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So far we learned about HTML, although we did not learn it in a great detail, but enough to get started with CSS. And just for your idea, we are not leaving HTML, we are just starting HTML with CSS. And later on, when we reach JavaScript, we will be learning HTML with CSS and JavaScript. So that is the approach we are taking. So let us start with the box model. The box model is the way browsers calculate the size and layout of every HTML element. You already know we have different types of HTML elements, such as we may have div, span, section or anything. So each element is treated as a rectangular box made of 4 areas from inside out. The first thing is content. Then after that, the spacing between the content and the outer border, that is this spacing, so that content will not touch it, which makes it feel better and nice. For example, we have this explore. This explore is right here. There is a gap between the border and the text itself. That is the padding. This gap is known as padding. Then we have this outside box, and this box is called the border. For example, if we see on this YouTube page, we have this border right here on this sign in. If you can see it, we have some ring around it, which is a border. And after that, we have spacing around this box. Maybe in case of YouTube, we have spacing right here on the top of the sign in button and on this side of the sign in button. So this sign in is the content, the space around it is padding, and this ring around it is border. The empty space around this whole button is margin. So I hope these 4 things are already clear. So how you can remember it is, first of all, inside the box we have content, then around that content we have padding, and then outside of that padding we have the border, and then outside of this whole box we have the margin. So that is the story of every HTML element. You can call it a box for now. Every box has content, padding, border and margin. Content, padding, border, margin. That is it. If you remember it, you are good to go for the next thing. So how we do all of these things? It is with the CSS. So what is CSS? CSS is a style sheet language used to describe the presentation of HTML documents. HTML documents are built with these boxes, and these boxes are internally built with CSS. So we can say that the HTML documents are designed with CSS. It specifies how elements are rendered on screen by controlling layout, colors, font, spacing and visual effects. So all those things are controlled with CSS. So in order to understand this box model in more depth, I will create one UI right here. Almost a lot of UIs have this kind of thing. For example, at this place, maybe then for example, we have few options right here. And then maybe here we have a navbar. And then inside here we have some content. So this is our web page. You have to build this page. So by understanding box model, how will you do this? In order to create this thing, I will shrink it down. We will try to make it right here. First of all, let us make a box. This is the outer box. So now as a developer, what we should see? For example, if I see YouTube, any layman would say that there are few items here, and then this is something here, and here we have few more things, and maybe they will randomly see it. But from our developer perspective, we should have a clear look at it. And so how we look at it is like this. Everything is a box. So if you can see even these 3 dots right here is a box. So everything what we have is a box. So if a layman sees this YouTube page, what they will see is this. But what we as a developer should see is this. So there is a difference. What we see and what a layman sees. How we should look at this, we will see that. So for that, what I want you to do is divide your UI into 2 parts. What I see is that there are 2 boxes. One is this box and the another one is this part. So just see and think if you are able to understand this part. I see inside the main box there are two boxes. So I am going to divide it accordingly. And then after that, if I see this left part, we have two parts inside it. I will divide it into two parts. The top part is for image and the bottom part is for menu items. So you have to draw only one line at a time. Whatever UI you are trying to create, just create these boxes first and then try to write it with code. And we will do the same. Let us first understand this and then I will show you how to write code accordingly. After creating this, I will divide the box on the right side into two parts. One part is this above part and the another is this part. I will divide this box into two parts because there are two items right here. So this is the actual UI. Let us understand how we can make this UI. I will remove everything from this page and first of all we have this big box. So I will write it here. We have a box. So we have a box. I will divide it into two parts, two boxes. One box is from left side and another box is from right. That means that inside this pseudo code, I will type that inside this big box, I created two boxes. So now I will divide the left box, which is the first one. The left box here, I will divide it into two boxes. So one is our image and another is the menu options. So that is what I will do inside our pseudo code. This is space for menu and this is space for image. Then after that, we have another box, which is from the right side. We divided it into two more boxes. The first box would be navbar and the another one we will keep again as box because we have to divide it further. Let us name this one as box because we have to place few more items inside this. We have two divisions for this one now. So I will do the divisions right here. So we will have two boxes here. So that is our code. We converted this UI to the visual representation, which is boxes. And then we converted those boxes into the pseudo code. If you are able to do this much, then you are good to go. Now let us see if we can create the boxes for this UI as well. If we are able to create the boxes for this UI, then we will be able to clone this UI as well with our HTML and CSS code. I will create one box. So what do you think? Write in comments for my next step. What do you think? What division we can make? If I would have to make the division, I would make it like this way. But maybe this does not come to your mind and something else comes to your mind. Maybe this thing comes to your mind, which is totally okay. There is no problem with that. And I will keep this division. For example, you see this can be divided further. This has two divisions. One is this logo and the another is search and these things. And then this box can be further divided into two parts. Then we have this bottom box, two divisions right there. One is this menu options and another is this part, this content part. Even this box can be further divided into two parts. For example, one is this part where it is the description of this playlist. Then we have videos for the playlist. And then we can even further divide these links. So this is how we divided it. For example, even we can divide it further. If you wish, you can keep this image separate and then this is the content. Or even you can make the further division for this thing. This is the description and then we have these buttons. And even this box can be divided further. You can keep this is the button and then we have some empty space under it. So this is how we divide these things. I hope you understood this very well. You can see this is the UI of the YouTube. And now it is very easy to build. We can write a div and inside that we can write two divs where we have one navbar and another is this, and that is very easy now. But what I want you to do is take your favorite website and then annotate over it and draw this kind of thing and then share the screenshot on our Discord server. There is a showcase channel inside our Discord server. Share the screenshot and I will evaluate it for you. I will provide you suggestions, whatever you need to improve and whatever you need to rethink of. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Share it with others and like this video, and maybe if you are not already subscribed, then subscribe to the channel. And this is your host Qurashi Akeel signing off. See you in the next one. Fi amanillah.